New Bedford Educators Association approved a one-year contract that builds in significant supports for our teachers and sets up the school department well for success in the long run. I'm here today with members of the school committee, along with Dr. Peter Durkin, our superintendent, as well as MBEA President Lou St. John, all of whom will have an opportunity to speak. Specifically with the school committee, let me begin by recognizing Marlene in no particular order. We're not going to do age or beauty or either one. And in Marlene's case, beauty, of course. Marlene Pollock, Jack Livermeno, Bruce Oliveira, and Josh Hammerall. This is an important agreement. I'm here today to announce my support for the agreement at my capacity as chairman of the New Bedford School Committee. The one-year contract, which runs through the end of this fiscal year, June 30th, 2015, will provide significant support in the area of professional development. Teachers under the revised contract will receive 20 hours of professional development throughout the school year at bi-monthly meetings, a significant step forward, and to my mind, a real step forward in terms of enabling teachers to realize their full potential. As every professional, lawyers, doctors, accountants, and teachers and others need opportunities to collaborate, need opportunities to exchange ideas and best practices, and this is really a step forward in enabling teachers and their administrators in the building, principals, to work through problems and to improve their game. And so we're very pleased with that. The district will gain a competitive advantage in hiring. Every year in the school department there is turnover. We have over 1,000 teachers in the system, and there is natural turnover through retirements and resignations every year. It's a competitive job market out there. We need to be out there first and early to get the very best in here, because that's what our kids in New Bedford deserve. They deserve the best teachers, just as we need to support our teachers better than anybody else. And that's, as I've said before, education is a human capital intensive business. It matters. The performance of teachers and principals in school buildings matters more than anything else. We could have the fanciest, shiniest new school buildings, but if we're not empowering our people to deliver instruction well, then we're not going to succeed. This new change, which will enable, in effect, enable the school system to determine who goes where earlier in the spring, will enable us to get out on the job market very soon. In years past, we have been hamstrung in our ability to attract the very best teachers and to give existing teachers certainty about their next year assignments because of rules concerning when teachers had to give notice about resignations or job postings. We've been out in many years on the job market in August, and that's just before the next school year starts, and that's not where we want to be. Now we'll be able to get out in as early as, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Durkin, as early as March.
This year, yes.
And this year. So that will make a big difference and give us a leg up over, frankly, other districts that are in the same job market. We will, and in the same vein, we will be able better to manage assignments of existing teachers in the system so that they have certainty going into the next year as well. These are frankly big steps forward and enables us to get a leg up on the competition. The compensation increases this year are included as part of the contract. So teachers who are on the first 11 of the 12 steps in their payroll schedule will receive a $500 salary increase, and the teachers on the top step, step 12, will receive a $1,500 increase in their salary. This money adds up to approximately $480,000 in the current year's budget. The money is available in the budget, so we will not require the school department to go back to the city council and ask for more. It's in the budget. It will not require any new request for funds, so it is very affordable. This is overall a huge win. It's a huge win for teachers more than anything else. And I really use this occasion to thank the teachers in our system. A lot is being asked of them. The demands are put on them, and for a good reason. We need to change the way we do business here in the New Bedford public school system. That change is rolling out. But no, people in New Bedford and Acushnet, which sends their kids to our high school, need to know that our teachers are working very hard and they are on board and really want more than anybody, except perhaps parents, to see their children succeed in the classroom. And so for that, for their collaborative spirit, for their hard work, we're really grateful that they've taken this really significant step. I want to thank the school department's negotiating team led by Dr. Durkin, along with our Human Resources Director, Heather Emsley, and our business manager, Barry Rabinowitz, for all their hard work. This took some time to put together. It took a lot of patience, it took a lot of hard work and focus, and so I just want to thank all of you for your hard work. I want to thank in particular Lou St. John. Lou is a dogged advocate for teachers, but he's also a dogged advocate for kids. And this is a reflection of the unions putting kids first, the unions working collaboratively with the school department, and Lou, really appreciate your stepping up to the plate and your working toward common goals with the school department, because in the long run, our city will be richer for it, and our kids will be better educated. So I want to thank you for all of your hard work in getting it done. With all that, let me introduce Dr. Durkin, who has been a tremendous force for change in the school system on every front, and we're pleased that today we're able to announce this, and Dr. Durkin was at the tip of the spear in this effort, and I want her to come up and say a few words. Dr. Durkin.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. As the mayor underscored, this is a game changer for the children and the educators of New Bedford Public Schools. I very much want to specify that this is not just about one person or just some people, but a whole team effort. And the team that we're developing with the New Bedford Educators Association is a strong one. It doesn't mean we always have to agree, but it does mean that we have common goals and seek common ground. And this agreement will essentially put the New Bedford Public Schools on more than a fair, equal playing field to not only retain our good teachers who are working very hard in this turnaround, and as I've said repeatedly, turnaround work is not for everyone, and turnaround work is for those who choose to be part of the turnaround work. Not only is it going to validate their work with some additional compensation, but with the added professional development that has been the key part that is being said to me repeatedly as I work in the schools side by side with them, of how much they want that. As well as being able to stabilize their materials and their resources earlier in the school year to know the grade, the class that they will be teaching. That alone provides enough support for our teachers that they can then think about the key part of teaching and learning, as opposed to where will I be, what will I be teaching, and when will I know that. In addition, as the mayor stated, this allows us, for our teachers who are going to be attracted to New Bedford and who we will recruit and select with a rigorous process, to know early enough that this is the place to be part of if you want to be able to make a difference in children's lives, and to be part of the story of New Bedford that will truly change the generation of children to come. So I thank you. I very much want to thank Lou St. John. And his team of educators. There were many long hours that went into the pre-planning of this negotiation, as well as many hours at the table. But his commitment and mine to see this through, to make it a win-win for all of us, was extremely important in getting this to the finish line. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Durkin. And let me echo, again, thanks to Lou for his leadership and getting us to this point, and for his membership, the teachers in our system who have really stepped up. And I can't thank them enough for for all of their hard work this year. Much is being asked of them, and they're stepping up. The effort is there, and the collaborative spirit is there, and it's reflected in this agreement. And I'd like to ask Lou to come up and say a few words from the union's perspective. Lou.
First, I would like to thank Mayor Mitchell and Dr. Durkin for their kind words. I will say that starting at the very beginning of the process, both teams were very committed to working together to come up with an agreement that was fair to the teachers and to the city, but more importantly, something that was going to be very beneficial to our kids. And although negotiating a new contract can sometimes be difficult, and as Dr. Durkin said, many long hours, both sides were totally committed to the process. We never left the table, and we committed to each other that we were going to come to a resolution, and we did. I'm very grateful that we did come to this resolution so quickly, and I'm hoping that we will have many other meetings of collaboration, working together for our teachers and our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Now, I'd ask to come to the microphone my colleagues on the school committee and for their words on the contract, and I'll start with Marlene Pollock. Marlene.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I'm delighted to know that this agreement has been reached, and I want to say hats off to all the parties who I know worked very, very hard to come to this, and I'm delighted because as Mr. St. John and everybody spoke before me said, the winners are the kids, and I think that it really is going to be a great part of the piece of making New Bedford the excellent school system that we know it will be. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Marlene. Next up is Jack Livermeno. Jack.
Again, thank you to all the parties who were involved with the negotiation process and really sitting down and working out this agreement. And it's been said, and we'll say it again, it's a win-win-win situation for everyone. Teachers get a chance to get more hours of, to be prepared for their students. Students get the opportunity to have that instructor in front of them who is well prepared for what they're instructing. And also, we as a community, we continue to grow and continue to work together with one another. And that's the road I think we can walk down, is that our students, that our teachers and our staff continue to work out this process where we know that we're in the same game and we're all headed toward the same goal, making sure that each and every student is achieving as best as he or she can. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Jack. And last up is Josh Amaral. Josh.
Thank you. At the core of everything that all the folks behind me work to do here on the school committee and the school department with the Educators Association is to benefit children. We feel that this agreement is a strong move toward the right direction, and beyond that, it's a move that shows respect for the educators who are in the classrooms. It shows respect for those children and the families that choose to be here in New Bedford and are educated in our schools, and it gives them the resources that they need to be supported in their work here. So beyond that, I think perhaps the most exciting part of this is the attitude that everyone brought into negotiations. This was a concerted effort, a team spirit, sort of a unified perspective here, and from now and going forward, that's a very exciting thing for New Bedford and New Bedford Public Schools. Thank you.
Great. All right, thank you, Josh. And let me just bears emphasizing that this was a real team effort on everyone's part, the union, the school department, the school committee, and we will thank everybody for their hard work. This is a real big step forward for children more than anyone. I'm ready for questions. We're ready for questions.
Was there any other prominent parts of this deal? Insurance or anything else?
So I think that more or less covers it. I mean, I'll let Dr. Durkin speak to that, but.
Basically, we're focused on the time for teachers as well as ensuring that the contractual language regarding due dates were changed. But there are some small issues that will be explained more on Monday when the committee formally votes on the the agreement, okay?
You said it's 20 hours. What was it before? Just for comparison.
Essentially, we had pretty much, I'm going to ask Ms. Emsley to come up because she knows the specifics regarding that, if you don't mind, because the before and after is a little bit easier to frame.
The large change with the 20 hours of professional development is that the 20 hours is specifically for professional development to be delivered by, whether it be principals, superintendent, chief of teaching and learning, a variety of assistant principals, other leadership titles that we have in the district. Prior to that, we had language that was very specific regarding only having superintendent meetings and building meetings, which did not meet the needs of our educators.
Will that professional development happen during the school day or after school, or how does it?
It would be after school hours.
And will teachers be compensated for that after school time, or?
That's part of their salary schedule already, so it required duties.
So before now, the professional development wasn't always professional development, it may have been something else?
Yeah. Essentially, it was not as specific or as focused on the teaching and learning elements. It's much information that teachers need in their day-to-day lives as educators. This is now focused on specifically skill building, strategy training of what they need to be able to affect the children in front of them. And it'll be, in the true sense of the word, what professional development is, helping me become better at what I do and improving my practice every day.
And is there a cost to that new part where you're going to be focusing directly on teacher development?
So the answer is it's baked into the raises that I outlined before.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no other cost for these, for either superintendent's extra time or principal's extra time, or?
Well, if you were looking to give her a bonus, Jim, you can do that. If that's your
It's part of
suggestion.
the job.
But a consultant that may come in and speak to these folks, that's?
Well, look, I mean, as necessary, sure, but that's not
Right.
part of the plan.
And anything that is a cost that would involve outside consultants. One of the things that, this is a development for all of us, and our principals are becoming strong instructional leaders, and they're developing their own skills in delivering this information. We do use outside consultants, but those are always planned within our current budget.
Anybody else?
Since goes through June 30th of this year.
Of this year, yeah.
So essentially, it's just the remainder of the year.
Right.
Any outline in terms of when we'll come back to the table and discuss the next fiscal year?
Yeah, so I think it's fair to say that plans for those discussions are underway. I don't think that the discussions have happened in earnest yet, but obviously, with this contract expiring in less than 6 months, the parties have to continue to talk about the longer term.
Did you make it any easier?
I think it makes it an awful lot easier that the parties have had this success in coming together and working through these issues. Sets everybody up well for the long run.
Did you agree to a 1 year because you couldn't agree to a multi-year because it wasn't good?
No. That's,
No, the one-year agreement was a commitment from the teachers' union and the management side to be able to get some changes now that were critically needed to be able to lift this school district to where it deserves to be, and as part of the turnaround. And the recognition that those things were that important to come together now before the formal 3-year negotiations, which we do have scheduled dates for, was extremely important and shows the commitment of what we're trying to do, because in addition to resources, time is of the essence in turning around this district to build an excellent school system.
So my last question was hypothetically, a teacher at grade 12, I'll see this $1,500 increase between now and June.
so part of it, yeah, part of it, yeah. Anybody else? All right. Thank you, everyone.